Tokyo Tom. And they bow to each other. Tokyo Joe, very resplendent with a large gold fan, a very beautiful black robe trimmed in gold. And the referee is Frank Skoma. Mike Loren protesting to the referee that Tokyo Tom should not have the umbrella. Still protesting. Much action going on before the match even starts. And out comes the plastic bag that Tokyo Tom carries with him in order to put the garments of his man, the heavyweight wrestling champion of the Orient, Tokyo Joe. And he is meticulously folding that garment, as you can see, and that will go into the plastic bag. Tokyo Tom, as always, is dressed in his black suit, black bow tie, black derby, and the black cane. And off come the traditional Japanese shoes, the gaiters. And now he is telling the people, silence please, so that Tokyo Joe may perform his ceremony, which is a ritual that he does before each and every match in which he participates in. A very ancient and meaningful ceremony to the two of them. They bow to each other first, into the squat position. Referee putting Mike Loren back into the corner. Now this part of the ceremony is to show that he has no concealed weapons with which to harm his opponent. Now he calls on his deceased ancestors to aid him in this match against his opponent. And up goes the umbrella onto the ropes, and out comes the traditional salt. Both Tokyo Joe and Tokyo Tom will now scatter the salt to the four winds, but not before they have their bow. And the salt is being scattered, as you can see. And now, before the start of our first fall, let's pause for this important message.
Wrestling comes back to Buffalo Memorial Auditorium Saturday, November 11th. Now get that, not Friday night, but Saturday, November 11th. Main event is Johnny Powers versus Bulldog Bauer. Antonio Rocca is in the second main event against the Masked Marvel. The Fabulous Kangaroos are against the World's Tag Team Champions, Dan Miller and Fred Curry. Tokyo Joe, who you just seen on your screen, a fantastic wrestling champion from Japan, is against Chief White Owl. Woody Johnson, a Negro star from Buffalo, New York, is against Chief Chiwaki. Don Lewin, in a preliminary match, is against Jack Kane. For reservations, call TL 46171. You can also pick up tickets at Matthias Cigar Store on 11 Court Street. That's All-Star Wrestling, a fantastic card, Saturday, November 11th at War Memorial Auditorium. Reservations, TL 46171. Call now.
bell sounds. Action underway. Tokyo Tom now departing from the ring. This will be a one-fall match. Tokyo Joe against Mike Loren. There has been no body contact as yet. Both men circling each other. Mike Loren keeping an eye, and quite rightly, out Tokyo Tom, who is outside of the ring. Referee is not allowing Tokyo Tom to interfere as he tried to put that umbrella of his to good use. And as always, Tokyo Joe has been instructed by the referee, Frank Skoma, that there is no karate permitted in the match. No karate is permitted to be used. Checking to see if there's no choking going on. But instead of choking, Mike Loren is protesting that Tokyo Joe used his trunks to pull him down to the mat. I'm sure that all you wrestling fans all on the network have noticed a tremendous change in Tokyo Joe since his friend, advisor, companion, and trainer, Tokyo Tom, has come on the scene. You can see the tip of that umbrella coming on your screen. That, of course, is Tokyo Tom on the outside protesting. He uses that umbrella to very, very good advantage at all times. And he is now, Tokyo Tom is now shouting, "Referee, you watch." Tokyo Joe on the receiving end right now. And of course, Tokyo Tom is there at the apron of the ring protesting, shouting words of encouragement to his man, Tokyo Joe. Tokyo Joe very, very plainly into the hair of Mike Loren and using that to take Loren down to the mat. And you can be sure the referee will be in there checking to see that this does not go into a chokehold. And he is choking. The hold is ordered broken. A reverse wrist lock by Mike Loren on the man from Japan, Tokyo Joe. Tokyo Joe has that one arm underneath the rope, and that is enough to have the hold broken. And Mike Loren went after Tokyo Tom with that time, kicking at him through the rope. Tokyo Tom, a most controversial man, but he has brought about a tremendous change in Tokyo Joe. Tokyo Joe, very, very vicious, extremely sneaky. He is a very, very changed man since Tokyo Tom has come on the scene as his manager. Mike Loren doing the choking now. And Mike Loren gets the thumb in the eye treatment. Punches into the midsection by Mike Loren, being cheered by the fans here. That elbow right into the neck sends the man from Tokyo down. A count of 2, and Mike Loren underneath the rope. Both men under, but they're getting up. Elbow to good advantage. Loren trying for that pin. A count of 2. Tokyo Joe kicks out. A nice flip by Loren. An arm drag into that top turnbuckle and right down. Mike Loren putting the man from Japan in a bit of trouble. Tokyo Tom now climbing on the apron of the ring. Protesting loudly, protesting to the referee. Tokyo Tom very, very upset at this point. Minutes and 18 seconds, using what the members of our studio audience called karate, and Mike Loren is certainly clutching his throat. He has been informed, we have told him, the referee has told him, no karate would be permitted. But that is what Mike Loren and the members of our studio audience are saying, that karate was used. The winner of the fall and the match is Tokyo Joe. We'll be back with more exciting all-star wrestling right after these messages.
All-Star Professional Wrestling comes to Dunkirk, New York on Friday, November the 3rd. In the main event, Johnny Powers versus The Beast. In tag team action, Chief White Owl and Fred Curry, the Fantastic Wrestling Team, goes against the Australian tag team combination of the Kangaroos. Man Mountain Cannon, a 360-pound giant, versus Fantastic Danny Miller. In the preliminary action, Woody Johnson, a Negro champion from Buffalo, New York, goes against Jack Kane. That's Dunkirk, New York, Friday, November the 3rd, Flora Hall. For reservations, 366-4752. Tickets, $250 and 3. That's call now for reservations, 366-4752.
and gentlemen, this is a one-fall event. Introducing the combatant in the corner to my left and to the right of your screen, from Copenhagen, Denmark, weighing 230 pounds, the Great Dane. The Great Dane. His opponent, from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, weighing 270 pounds, the Canadian heavyweight champion, Johnny Powerlock Powers. One fall, let's go to ringside. Well, some quick arm drag takedowns by the Canadian heavyweight champion, Johnny Powerlock Powers. Forearm smashes by the Great Dane. A hip lock takedown from the side headlock by Powers. And things get off to a fast and furious start on this fall on All-Star Wrestling. Rolls the Dane over, goes for a press. Count of one, count of two. The Dane gets the left shoulder up. The Canadian grabs the hair, puts the side headlock on him. Sort of a three-quarter headlock here. Hair pull by John Dane, the Great Dane. Tremendous wrestler all through the Scandinavian countries. In fact, the Scandinavian champion. Forearm smash, but it looked like it was a fist on the end of that arm. John Powerlock Powers, the man who offers $1,000 to anyone who can break his power lock once it's properly applied, whether they are wrestler or non-wrestler. Terrifically strong man. Quite an astute gentleman. Speed reader, reads about 22 to 2,700 words per minute. If it's simple reading, he can knock off about 3,000 words a minute. Goes through about 15 books, I think it was, he said, that he reads weekly. How'd you like to have his book mill? But I imagine he would be using the libraries around the country. I believe he speaks several languages, so he has no trouble reading the books in Europe. Front headlock by the Canadian champ, John Powers. 270 pounds, Hamilton, Ontario. The crowd starts to chant, "We want Crusher, we want Crusher." Johnny Powerlock Powers took a beer keg that Crusher was carrying on his shoulders, then snatched that beer keg off of Crusher's shoulders and brained the Crusher with it. And the crowd wants the Crusher to have revenge. Tried for that arm lock. Great Dane goes to the rope. Catches one in the stomach, into the throat, and goes to work, Mr. Powers does, as the Great Dane hangs onto those ropes and tries to shake the cobwebs from his head. Into the breadbasket, didn't face Powers, hip lock. A quick takedown. He sort of let him have just a light one in the breadbasket. Oh, and Mr. Powers pulls him up by the hair after that flying drop kick into the midsection again. Puts him down. Powers trying to soften up his man. He had a lot of softening to do, and oh, that did. Into the throat, into the chest. Another one. Oh, this guy is strong. If you notice a fellow looking on from the corner of the ring behind John Powers there, that form is the form of former United States wrestling champion Johnny Valentine, who teams up on occasion with Powers, and there's a step over toe hold and puts him down, but good. Cranks on some more pain. And the Great Dane's in pain. Mostly on the plane. A whiplash coming. Gives him the knee coming off the ropes. Picks him up by the hair. A referee on it right away, and was that a karate thrust? I don't know. I couldn't see it. Maybe you could see it better than I. Maybe it was a chop in the jaw. Into the stomach again, another one. Doesn't face Powers too much. Big knee. One thing about Powers, when he delivers a blow, it's usually with considerable authority. And there's a drop kick, more of a mule kick. The mule kick made famous by Farmer Marlin. Remember the farmer? There's a body slam by Powers. Farmer Marlin was from Michigan. All you folks all over the country on our All-Star Wrestling Network probably remember him. Body slam, and there he goes into that power lock, and John Powers puts the power lock on the Great Dane. The Dane screams in agony, says, yeah, I give. And Powers refused to let loose. He claims it's difficult to let loose. And finally, the referee gets him untangled. And Powers is the winner over the Great Dane on this All-Star Wrestling bout.
All-Star Professional Wrestling comes to Buffalo Saturday, November the 11th. That's Saturday, not Friday nights, but Saturday nights. In the main event, John Powers versus Bulldog Bauer. Antonio Rocca, the fantastic Argentine star, who's known throughout the world for his wrestling antics, is against the masked Marvel. The Kangaroos, the World Tag Team Champions, and I should say former now, are against the new Tag Team Champions, Dan Miller and Fred Curry. This Fred Curry is a fantastic athlete. Tokyo Joe, who you've seen earlier on your screen, from Japan, is against Chief White Owl, the fantastic Indian star. Woody Johnson, the Negro all-star from Buffalo, New York, is against Chief Chewaki. In preliminary action, Don Lewin is against Jack Kane. For reservations, call TL4-6171. TL4-6171. Call now. Here we are in Buffalo, New York, with All-Star Professional Wrestling. In the right corner, we've got Eric Pomeroy, the New York State champion. In the left-hand corner, we've got the fantastic Beast from the hills of Sicily, weighing in at 240 pounds. They're about to come to the center of the ring now. They're getting instructions from the referee. Eric Pomeroy is a big man, weighing in about 275. Has a fantastic amateur background in athletics, wrestling, football, also some hockey. The Beast, a very, very powerful fellow. Very hard to take off his feet. Weighs in at the 245-pound mark today. About 5'10" in height. Referee Marty Moscato giving him instructions, checking the tights now. The Beast from Sicily doesn't speak any English at all. He's got to turn to his interpreter and ring attendant, Angelo Martino. There he is getting instructions from Angelo. There he goes for that powerful bear hug. This man has one key hold, that bear hug. He works and works and works on that bear hug, and boy does he put it on. Locking up again, back into the bear hug. The Beast has a very, very thick torso. Short arms, big, powerful blacksmith arms. He gets that around the lower kidneys, and boy, does he go to work. There, Pomeroy digging into the beard a little bit. There, the beast picks him up. Pomeroy moving around the eyes now. No, he breaks around the eyes. Beast throwing him in the corner. This powerful beast from the hills of Sicily is wrestling in Dunkirk at the Floral Hall, November the 3rd. There he goes, sticking in there again. The beast has got the powerful John Powers, weighs in at 270 pounds. Look at that beast hang on. Does he hang on? Pomeroy going to him. Pomeroy hitting him in the stomach with a fist. That beast really lays into his man. You can see this beast in action in Dunkirk, New York. Friday, November the 3rd. He's wrestling Johnny Powers in the main event there. Also in the card, in tag team action, is Chief White Owl and Fred Curry against the Fantastic Kangaroos. Chief White Owl and Fred Curry just recently won the tag team heavyweight championship belts. There's the beast not breaking off the ropes. A Beal. And boy, did Pomeroy land hard. There he goes again. What a strong man. Look how high he threw him. Fantastic power. Short, powerful torso. Front face lock, crotch, and body slam. Into the top corner buckles. Boom. Did he throw him? Believe me, that mat's not very soft. It's a hard place to land. Another body slam. Look at him. Look at him carry this man. 270 pounds around like he's a sack of potatoes. Right across the ring. You can see this powerful beast in action at the Floral Hall, Friday, November the 3rd. There he goes into the bear hug. Bear hug. Pomeroy weakening, weakening, weakening. Is he going to give up? Looks like he's going to give up. No, he's coming back. This beast will be in Dunkirk, New York, at the Floral Hall, Friday, November the 3rd. You're also going to see the fantastic tag team action of Chief White Owl and Fred Curry against the Kangaroos. That Pomeroy's really staying in there. He's lasting. I've never seen a man last this long. Staying in there. Can he fight back? No, that's it. That's it. That's it. The beast from the hills of Sicily is a winner again. I've never seen this fantastic man defeated. Okay, here we go with another match. The fantastic all-star Antonio Rocca against Steve Stanlee. Steve, Mr. America Stanlee. Now to Manny White. Manny White's introducing. In the left-hand corner. Excuse me, I made a mistake. That's Rocca against Angelo Savoldi. In our right-hand corner, Antonio Rocca, the fantastic man from down Australia way. Good instructions from the referee. Rocca just never stands still. Look at him jump around. He's always on the move. What a fantastic athlete this fellow is. 6'3", 250 pounds in superb condition. Angelo Savoldi doesn't want to shake hands. Rocca's giving a little static now. Look at the shape on that Rocca. You can see Rocca in Buffalo, Saturday, November 11th, at the War Memorial Auditorium. He goes in against the fantastic Masked Marvel. Also on that card, so now Saturday, November the 11th, are the Kangaroos against the tag team champions of the world, Dan Miller and Fred Curry. Tokyo Joe, who you've seen earlier on your screen, goes against Chief White Owl. Come together now. Look at that Rocca move around. Oops, Angelo Savoldi gets a look like a punch or an eye scrape in there. What's he got? What's he got in his hand? He's got some kind of... He's picked up something from outside the ring. The referee's trying to break him. He's scraping in those eyes. This is fantastic. There he's coming back. Now Rocca's coming back. I don't know what he had. It looks like a piece of metal or a piece of wood. Look at Rocca go. Now he's gone. What an athlete this Rocca is. Look at him move around. Lock up position. Headlock. Savoldi headlock into the ropes. Look at that fantastic... right in the eye. Rocca gave him a foot right in the eye. Look at him talk to the crowd. This Rocca likes to talk to the crowd. He loves to work with the crowd. There has never been anybody like Antonio Rocca for working with his feet. He can get those feet well above his head. Savoldi complaining now. Look at him bounce around. Whoops, we're getting a little bit of a twist contest in here. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, you can see the fantastic Antonio Rocca, the War Memorial Auditorium in Buffalo, Saturday, November 11th. There he goes, Rocca with a head scissors. He's got his man down. Saturday, November 11th, Rocca will be going against the Masked Marvel. Look, there he goes using his feet again. Fantastic. Look at this Rocca talk to the crowd. He loves to work with the crowd, and the crowd loves him. Also on that card at War Memorial Auditorium on the 11th are the Kangaroos against Dan Miller and Fred Curry. Rocca's got his man going. Savoldi isn't too happy about that. This Rocca is a human windmill. He just doesn't stop turning around. Savoldi with a bear hug. This Savoldi is no mean newcomer to the wrestling business either. Rocca on top, riding his shoulders. Look at this Rocca go. Front rolling head scissors. Into a pin position. No. No count. There goes Rocca again, talking to the crowd. He just loves to talk to the crowd. You can see all of your favorite wrestling champions this Saturday at the War Memorial Auditorium. I shouldn't say this Saturday, it's Saturday, November the 11th. Starts 8:30 p.m. And the main event is John Powers against Bulldog Bauer. Antonio Rocca, who you see on your screen now, against the Masked Marvel. The Fantastic Kangaroos against Dan Miller and Fred Curry. Tokyo Joe, who you've seen earlier, against Chief White Owl. There Rocca go. Savoldi comes up with a toe lock again. Rocca up with a foot head scissors. Turns him over. No, not quite into a pin position. Turns him over again. This Rocca can just go on and on and on again. You're going to find out, ladies and gentlemen, Saturday, November 11th, when Rocca goes against the Masked Marvel, just what a fantastic athlete this man is. Look at him keeping control of the match. Always on top, always on top. He just never stops. Wrestling promoter Peter Martinez has really put together an all-star card in Buffalo War Memorial Auditorium, Saturday, November 11th. And Rocca is just one of the big stars. Look at this Rocca go. I've never seen a man with control like he's got. He literally embarrasses his wrestling opponent. He's got a cross leg lock on his man, and he's annoying him with kicking him in the face. Yes, you certainly can see fantastic wrestling talent in Buffalo this season. And it starts off November 11th at the War Memorial Auditorium. Rocca down now with a choke. Savoldi still choking Rocca. Referee trying to break it. Still trying to break it. Still trying to break it. I don't know how much this Rocca can take. A deal. Look at that drop kick. And look at the drop kick. He's up there at least 6 feet. Head scissors. Roll. This looks like it. Looks like it. 1, 2, 3. That's it. The winner, Antonio Rocca. All-Star Professional Wrestling comes once again to Buffalo, New York. At the War Memorial Auditorium, Saturday, November 11th, in the main event, John Powers versus Bulldog Brower. Bulldog Brower is a fantastic phenomenon from Wilmington, Delaware. In the second main event, Antonio Rocca, the champion from down under, against the Masked Marvel. The Kangaroos against the World's Tag Team Champions, Dan Miller and Fred Curry. Tokyo Joe, who you've seen earlier on your screen, against Chief White Owl. Woody Johnson against Chief Chewaki. In preliminary action, Don Lewin versus Jack Kane. For reservations, call TL 46171. You can also pick up your tickets at Matthias Cigar Store. That's War Memorial Auditorium, Saturday, November 11th. First match, 8:30. Now, wrestling once. We have the great Hans Schmidt, who you see on your screen right now, against Gene, Mr. America Stanlee. Manny White, announcer, introducing Hans Schmidt. Schmidt weighing in at a muscular 240 pounds. From Berlin, Germany. And boy, is he a meanie. Coming together now. The referee for instructions. Warning Stanlee and Schmidt about infractions of the rules. New York State promoter Pedro Martinez is once again bringing you all these wrestling champions to Buffalo, New York. This coming Saturday, November the 11th, starting at 8:30, he's got Antonio Rocca against the Masked Marvel, John Powers against Bulldog Brower. There's Schmidt in action now. And is this fellow a meanie? There's no wonder they call him a toot and tear. Going down for a pin. Stomp, stomp, stomp. That's all he knows. Stanlee coming back with a kick in the stomach. Elbow smashes to Schmidt. Look at Schmidt. Doesn't register at all. This man is one rock wall. You can hear those elbow smashes all the way to the back of the arena. And those boots, you can see the lace marks. Does he throw him in? Look at this Schmidt go. Pedro Martinez is once again come together with an all-star wrestling card. Action will start 8:30, Saturday, November 11th. Antonio Rocca, you just seen previously, going against the Masked Marvel. John Powers against Bulldog Brower. Tag team action. And 2 other preliminary matches. Look at this Schmidt go. It just doesn't stop. They call him the most merciless man in wrestling world. Stomp, 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 stomp. Stanlee having a little hard time getting up here, and it's certainly no wonder. Schmidt with the hair again, into the corner buckle, and that hurts. Into the corner buckle, elbow smash. Hans Schmidt just doesn't give up. He stays off his man ruthlessly. Stanlee coming back now. Here he goes. Schmidt going out. You don't see Hans Schmidt go to the ring very often. It didn't take Hans long to come back. Choking on the rope now. Hans Schmidt style never changes. It's always a pure 6 brawl with him in there. Whipping him into the corner. Ooh, and did he take one in the shoulder? Stomping his stomach again. Unfortunately, a stomp, a flat-footed stomp like that is legal in professional wrestling. But that isn't. Kicking the toe in the belly isn't. And does he lay those boots in? You can hear those smacks all the way back up to the arena. The likes of Schmidt, Bulldog Brower, Antonio Rocca, the Masked Marvel, Woody Johnson, the Kangaroos, Fred Curry, Chief Whitehall, all these wrestling greats you can see on promoter Pedro Martinez's cards, Saturday, November the 11th. That's a change now. It used to be Friday nights. This new All-Star card is going Saturday, November 11th, first match 8:30. 1, 2, 3. Schmidt the winner. Once again, Hans Schmidt comes out in top. Look at the muscles on this man. 240 pounds of solid muscle. Schmidt, this is unusual for Schmidt. I've never seen him pick up his opponent before. There's it. He had to get the last lick in. There it is, the winner, Hans Schmidt. Stanlee down. You can see all-star action like this in Buffalo, November 11th. First match, 8:30. There it is, the winner, Hans Schmidt.
Hi, this is Pedro Martinez again. We're here in Buffalo interviewing Johnny Powers, who is wrestling Dick the Bulldog Brower, the most feared wrestler in the country today. Johnny, how do you feel about wrestling Dick the Bulldog Brower?
Well, in my estimation, Brower's really not a wrestler. I've met a lot of wrestling greats, and this fellow really doesn't qualify as a wrestler. He beats people, for sure. He's been booked in main events around the world, for sure. But as for his wrestling tactics, I think they leave a little bit to the question. This fellow goes all out. He kicks and stomps. He doesn't care what he does. He really, I think he got his training, obviously, in barroom fighting. There's really nothing much you can do with him except try to keep up with him and use his tactics if he wants to fight toe to toe.
You have done quite a bit of interviews, and you're in the radio, and you're on TV, and you're doing almost everything. Yet you deliberately made a sign. Somebody made a sign. You had the artist draw the sign, call him Bulldog Brower. Now that didn't seem like a very nice thing to do. Did you do it on purpose? I think you're going to get quite mad about that.
Well, I really didn't make the sign on purpose. I don't know.
Yeah, but you directed the sign to be made. You do everything else. You announce. You know, you're a financier. You drive a big limousine. You're a nice-spoken young man, but you're like a typical today young man, a go-getter. You know, a go fellow.
Yes.
And Brower's back there telling me that he's just going to stop you cold.
Well, that's up to him. I can't decide what he should do in life. As for this sign, I guess the sign painter didn't really recognize Talon. I guess he never heard of Brower. I know he didn't spell other names wrong. Maybe Brower really isn't is known as
That's why he thought that you had done that. See, the card on Saturday, November the 11th in Buffalo's Auditorium is going to feature Johnny Powers against Bulldog Brower, Dick Bulldog Brower, the fabulous Argentina Rocca versus the Mass Marvel, the Kangaroos against Dan Miller and Fred Curry. This is the most outstanding card ever presented in Buffalo. And you can get your tickets by calling TL46171. We have Tokyo Joe, who's champion of Japan, making his first appearance in the East. You've seen him on television. I think he's a fabulous wrestler. I'm pretty sure that you're going to be very happy with the card. There's no increase in prices. They're $2, $2.50, and $3. You can call TL46171 for reservations. What do you think of the card, John? It's a tremendous card.
Well, after a solid plug like that, Pedro, for your own card, I don't think there's much I can add. Except wrestling talent-wise, it certainly is the greatest in the world. And talking about wrestlers now, not the Dick Bulldog Bauer or Brower, whatever you want to call them, types, but Rocca. Argentina Rocca is known throughout the world for his wrestling ability. The Mass Marvel, a main event wrestler if there ever was one. The Kangaroos, who were world tag team champions and carried their belts all around the world, are now against the new tag team champions, Dan Miller and Fred Curry. In any other arena around the world, this would be main event. Luckily, you put me on top with this Mr. Bauer or Brower, is it?
Well, you deserve that, but it's Dick the Bulldog Brower. It's Saturday night. Friday night is occupied, so we are running on Saturday, November the 11th, and you'll see a fantastic card. We spent a lot of money on this card, and I think the people will be very happy. If they call now, TL46171, they can get reservations for Saturday, November the 11th. And shortly we'll be talking to Dick Bulldog Brower and see what he say about you. I know you're a nice young man and a very capable young man. I must say that match that we saw from Minneapolis was a tremendous match and a tremendous win for you. And I'm pretty sure you're going to give him a very tough night, Saturday, November the 11th.
Thank you very much, Pedro.
Thank you very much.
All-Star Professional Wrestling comes to Dunkirk this coming Friday, November the 3rd. Wrestling starts out in the Floral Hall this Friday. In the main event, John Powers against the Beast. The Beast, 240-pounder from the hills of Sicily. Tag team action, Chief White Owl and Fred Curry against the former world's tag team champions, the Kangaroos. Man Mountain Cannon, a 375-pounder, is against Dan Miller. In the opening match, Woody Johnson against Jack Kane. That's this coming Friday, November the 3rd. First match, 8:30. For tickets, call 366-4752. That's for reservations for wrestling at the Floral Hall, 366-4752. Tickets $250 and $3.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? This is Mal Alberts bidding you welcome to Wrestling Champions, produced by Sports Publicity Institute, and coming to you from the wrestling capital of the world, Marigold Arena in Chicago. Hi, everybody. Away we go with Wrestling Champions. 5 top matches on tap for you, and you're going to like them. Some of your favorites in there in action on this evening's show. Just to give you an idea of what you can look forward to, let's run down the card. It goes like this. Bad Boy Joe gets things underway as he takes his shot at newcomer St. Petersburg, Florida's John Paul Henning. In the evening's second match, Sweet Daddy Siki, the Jamaica kid, will go in against the man from Moosehead, Maine, Big Moose Cholak. Match number 3 will show Louis Martinez from Mexico City against Germany's offering, Hans Herrman. Jack Allen will tangle with Ricky Cortez, another lad from south of the border, and we'll wrap it up with what should be a dandy as one half of the G-Men, Billy Goelz, tangles with one half of the team of Case and Volkoff, Nikolai Volkoff. That's the way it is. The card is a good one. Stay tuned for the greatest show on earth. Well, this man needs no introduction to wrestling fans throughout the country. He is known as Daddy to the boys, Sweet Daddy Siki to you, and I think to the people that are not wrestling fans, maybe well to call him in the future the Music Man, because he's branched out. Daddy, tell us about what's going on in the music world with you and your new record.
Well, Mel, I like to say that the record is doing very good. It's out in some parts of the country now, and I hope to get it here very soon. And the way the people are going for it, they say, Siki, you should get out of wrestling. Well, it's something I love. I love wrestling. It don't make it a difference how many records I make. I'm still going to wrestle because it's something I like.
I was going to say, Daddy, if the music takes you away from wrestling, then I'm going to have to hope that your musical career is a failure, because we don't want to lose you.
Oh, no, don't say that, because maybe my record won't sell if you say that.
Well, for the benefit of those that are not familiar with the record or what it's about, how about briefly running down the name, the company that makes it,
yes,
and the backing group?
Well, it's on Pearl Spa label, and the band that's backing me is Paul Ferrano's band with Pearl Reeves, and the number one side is Rock and Roll Shimmy Shimmy Partner. And the other side is Mama, Give Me Your Permission, and I like to say that I wrote both sides. I arranged the music and everything.
There's a man of many talents, and Daddy, I'll tell you, if a catchy title does it, why, the shimmy shimmy bit's got to go over big.
Oh, yes. Well,
no
that's
question
the side
about
I'm hoping for.
One of these nights we're going to have you sing for us.
Oh, well, that'd be a wonderful thing, I think.
Well, we'll look forward to that. In the meantime, good luck not only in your music work, but also in wrestling.
Well, thank you very much.
There he goes, Sweet Daddy Siki from Kingston, Jamaica. Now let's get up to our ring announcer for the introduction of bout number one. Here is Len Sterling.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. These wrestling exhibitions are sanctioned by the National Wrestling Alliance and are under the supervision of the Illinois State Athletic Commission. Your officials for this evening, the attending physician, Dr. Walter Barth, your timekeeper, Bob Klaus, your referee, Maury Friedman. This match will be to one fall. In this corner, weighing 222 pounds, from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Bad Boy Joe. In this corner, weighing 240 pounds, from St. Petersburg, Florida, John Paul Henning.
Well, the Bad Boy has his work cut out for him, because he's got to take on a newcomer who is as highly touted as anybody we've seen in the rookie crop in the past couple of years, John Paul Henning from St. Petersburg, Florida. Now, I don't mean to imply by that John Paul is a rookie. However, he is not one of the old veterans, as we have come to refer to them. He's been around a couple of 3 years, but is really just now taking his shot at the big time in wrestling. And when you want to go big time, you come to Chicago and wrestle on Wrestling Champions here at Marigold. Promoter Fred Kohler has said about John Paul Henning, and if anybody knows, Fred Kohler knows, Mr. Wrestling, and I quote Fred, John Paul Henning's going to be a top contender before he's done. But when you're moving up in the ranks, you are forced to face formidable foes such as Bad Boy Joe. Now, Bad Boy Joe is what they refer to as a spoiler, meaning very simply that you can come in with a great record against him and he'll spoil it for you. no doubt you can see that John Paul Henning certainly is the bigger of the two men. John is in at 240 pounds, stands 6'3". Bad Boy, 220 pounds, 5'10". He's from Green Bay, Wisconsin, originally from Minneapolis, Minnesota. One-time holder of the Michigan State heavyweight title. Has great ambitions to operate his own fishing and hunting club someday in the future. That's what he is striving for. Right now, he is striving for a way to get out of this wrist lock by John Paul Henning. John Paul is a former member of a UDT team. That's underwater demolition team in the United States Navy during the Korean War. In other words, he was a frogman. And he is all over Bad Boy Joe right now. Referee Maury Friedman looking on with great interest as John Paul Henning shows the stuff of which future champions are made. At least he certainly hopes so. Maury Friedman getting down there, ready to make a count if need be. As Bad Boy Joe apparently weakening under the punishing attack of the bigger man, John Paul Henning. John Paul plays it according to the book, at least from what we have seen of him, he does. And this is the type of man that the promoters are looking for in building a contender. And let's face it, a contender must be built. He's got to be given the shots at the men that he must defeat in order to move into a contending position. And that is up to the promoters, of course. If they don't feel a man has the proper color or the ability, they're not going to match him with the top men. But they're giving Mr. John Paul Henning a close look. And you'll notice that when a referee, Maury Friedman, called for a break, John Paul gave him a quick and clean break. And that will be chalked down as a merit in his little scoreboard. And he flipped Bad Boy right over that time before putting on that stretch on the left arm of Bad Boy Joe. Girls, he's a good-looking boy, too. Notice the tattoos on the upper right forearm and lower, or the upper arm and the lower left forearm of Bad Boy Joe. Now the one on the upper right arm is that of a Pirate. Wonder if he's a Pittsburgh fan. Bad Boy Joe's best offense so far has been a defense. Takedown by the hair, and just as we were mentioning, Bad Boy Joe going to the hair. And he's going to make salad out of the ears of John Paul Henning if he doesn't look out. He's on top of Joe. Bow and arrow. Oh, I think we've had it. That's all. dispatched with relative ease here tonight. Here's the ring announcer, Len Sterling, and we'll make it official with his announcement.
The time was 5 minutes, 55 seconds. A concession hold called the bow and arrow. The winner of the match, John Paul Henning.
You know, there are all kinds of wrestlers, good, bad, and indifferent. There are also fairly nice-looking men, some that are not so good-looking, and real good-looking men. And here's one that falls into that category, and I do not mean to do him injustice when I say this is one of the really great-looking guys in the ring from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Jack Allen.
Thanks a lot, Len. I appreciate that.
Jack, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I know that in listening to the fans talk, they think you're about as good-looking a fellow as they've seen in the ring. So this leads me to the question. Do you find that in wrestling, possibly when you take on an opponent that may not be blessed with God-given looks, that they go a little bit out of their way to try to get you?
Yeah, I find that quite a bit. I find that like when I wrestle any of these, you know, like Johnny Case or something, they'll try and do you some injury in the face or, you know, in the body. They'll try to maul you.
Work on the ears or the nose or the eyes.
I've been very fortunate because I don't seem to get injured too much.
And this is probably just jealousy and the fact that you have been blessed with nice-looking features, and they maybe not, or as the old saying goes, they were standing behind a door when they gave out the good looks.
Yeah, that's true.
So actually, when you're taking on a fellow that is not what you call good-looking, you have to be double wary for infliction of a disfiguring punishment.
That's true. They figure they can get a better reputation by beating a cleaner-looking fella too. See, because a cleaner fella, the audience takes to him more like they would a son or a brother. So when one of these guys can damage you, that enhances his reputation quite a lot.
I'm sure it does. And Jack, just stay good-looking. I know you will if you keep wrestling like you have
Thank you,
been.
man. I appreciate it.
Nice talking to you. Jack Allen, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
From Kingston, Jamaica, Sweet Daddy Siki. The referee, Brett Peterberg.
Well, if you want to find out about wrestling, you go to the source, and here is the source, Mr. Wrestling, Fred Kohler.
Well, it's nice being here again. Well, Mel, last week we talked about this Henning, this Paul Henning, and we saw him again this week. He did a good job in beating his opponent this week, and you mark my word, that man will be in line for a title match very shortly.
I can understand how you feel about him, Fred, because not only is he seemed to be outstanding in the ring, but appears to be a gentleman and is certainly well spoken out of the ring.
Yes, he's the one wrestler that I don't think any promoters will have any trouble with. He loves wrestling, and he's making a career of it, and he's very quiet. He's not obnoxious. He doesn't brag, and I think he's the kind of stock a real champion is made out of.
I was quite amazed myself, Fred, in watching him in action to note that for a man of his size, 6'3", 240 pounds, that he is as light on his feet and as quick and agile as he is.
Well, that's unusual in a heavy man, and incidentally, I'm introducing a lot of men. Right now I'm negotiating with a great wrestler in Germany and one in South America, and I expect to show him into Chicago pretty short, as soon as I can get him in this country.
Well, the man making the big noise up in the ring, if you don't recognize him, that's the Moose Kid himself, Big Moose Cholak. He's from Moosehead, Maine. And I think a lot of the ringsiders here wish he was right back there. They are not fond of him. His opponent, the Music Man, Sweet Daddy Siki, and Daddy is getting a sour note right now. The match is underway. Sweet Daddy Siki from Kingston, Jamaica. Moosehead, Maine's Big Moose Cholak. And Moose is giving Daddy what for. Into the turnbuckle, and we just about lost the ring. Oh, this ring just a foot and a half off the floor. And again. Sweet Daddy Siki, Kingston, Jamaica, giving it all for Person Country. That one didn't do Daddy a bit of good as the Moose Man unloads his best bomb. Comes Sweet Daddy. Moose on top of Sweet Daddy now. And those candied striped trunks of Sweet Daddy aren't doing much good as he lays down 360 pounds of Moose Cholak. Say what you will about Moose, but don't ever sell him short. He is a rugged cookie in there. Tells the Moose to step back and take a breather as he doesn't like the action on the ropes. Head twist. Sweet Daddy on the short end of the business. But only for the moment. There goes that head twist again. Good close-up study of the man from Kingston, Jamaica. Big Daddy Siki and Sweet Moose Cholak. No pun intended. Let's go with that moose call and shakes the rope. Sweet Daddy apparently getting his second win. Coming on with just the head and body. Playing possum. Head scissors now by Moose Cholak. It's been a grueling match, tough from the opening bell. A real rugged 10 or 12 minutes or so. But that's the kind of action you can expect to see here at the home of champions, wrestling champions, Marigold Arena in Chicago. It's world famous, and if you are thinking of visiting Chicago, well, by golly, consider this a standing invitation. Come on out and visit us at Marigold. Matt Alberts at ringside here, speaking for promoter Fred Kohler, telling you it's open house at Marigold Arena whenever you're in Chicago. So make your next visit complete with a visit to Marigold, and you'll have a ball looking at the best the world has to offer in wrestling. Sweet Daddy looks like he's being joked. Referee Fred Leadover wants to know. He asked Big Moose to show him a little space between arm and neck. Maybe that sleeper hold, and Sweet Daddy is in big trouble. Sweet Daddy is slowly lapsing into unconsciousness, I believe. Sweet Daddy having a terrible time summoning up any strength. Daddy grasping for straws now. trying to summon enough strength to break out of this mess he's in. And Moose Cholak just as determined not to let it happen. Daddy managed to get on the ropes, and because of that, referee Fred Lederberg got a break, and Daddy is going to get a chance to draw some nice fresh air. But not for long. Here's the Moose back. Again, Daddy on the verge of unconsciousness, reaching down on that reserve somewhere for some extra strength. What makes a great athlete in any sport, being able to give all you got and then somewhere find a little bit more. And evidently Daddy has done just that. There's the Jamaica butt, the Jamaica blockbuster. Here's the whip. Look out, Ray. Oh, it moves a foot off its foundation. Sweet Daddy is not happy with Moose Cholak. He whips him into the turnbuckle again. I tell you, I'm half scared that this ring is liable to completely dissolve when Moose runs into that corner. It just may explode into 1,000 little pieces. And Sweet Daddy committed the cardinal sin. Sweet Daddy committed the cardinal sin. He has laid hands on an official of the Illinois State Athletic Commission, and Sweet Daddy has done the unpardonable. That is all. He's not finished with Moose, though, but he is going to be disqualified in this one. The match is over, and so is Moose Cholak, but Sweet Daddy is not yet done. Referee Fred Lederberg is trying to get Daddy out of there. He committed the unpardonable sin. He laid hands on the official. Moose Cholak was disqualified. Big Moose Cholak is the winner. Tonight we talked to a gentleman from Mexico City, Mexico. I say a gentleman advisedly. His name, Ricky Cortez. And Ricky, you've seen the majority of the wrestlers in the land south of the border. Now you've had a good look at those north of the border. What would be your summation of the top wrestler in the game today?
Well, I think offhand I could name quite a few who would be very near the top. But in all honesty, I can truthfully say that I think the best wrestler today is myself. As I've shown you people before that I can defeat any man. I proved it tonight, and I will prove it again. And as a matter of fact, any man who wants to wrestle me, I'll pay his plain fare anywhere, anytime, in any ring, just to prove that I'm the world's greatest wrestler.
Well, it's a very strong statement, Ricky. There are a lot of men that I'm sure would find that a very difficult statement to accept.
That I have never been defeated in the ring, you understand. And I wrestled almost all over the world, and I've yet to meet a man who could defeat me.
Well, of course, there are a lot of men you have not yet met.
Well, that's strictly because they stay away from me. When I go to some place to wrestle, they take off. That would include everybody from the world champion right on down.
Do you feel it is necessary in a wrestler to be a successful wrestler to have this great confidence in your own ability that is almost on the braggadocious side?
Well, speaking from the record, I'm not trying to say that I'm great or that I'm a terrific wrestler, because these things I have to prove to people, which I've done continually. As a matter of fact, like tonight, you'll see what I mean. There isn't possibly one man standing or living that can possibly beat me in a ring. I'm what you call a human tornado. Look at these muscles. Sure see a man like that before. And I use that to beat every man I ever wrestled. And any man that you can bring into this ring, I'll be more than glad to wrestle him, and I'm sure that I can defeat him. Fair and square.
Well, Ricky, it takes more often than not a little bit more than something here or something here. I think a lot of times you got to have something up there. Now, I'm not questioning whether you do or don't, but I have often seen a good little man beat a not so good big man.
Well, now you see, when you make a reference to my intelligence, you've got to remember that I am a college man. And I was a champion in Mexico. And I have traveled all over the world. And I have beaten every man I have ever wrestled. Now, about a big man beating, or a little man beating a big man, because the big man doesn't know how to wrestle. And you can be sure there is no little man or no big man is ever going to defeat me in any ring at any time. This you can rest assured of.
Well, that's my point, Ricky Cortez. What I mean is that it takes more than a great body and great muscular control to be a champion.
Mind too, you see.
Well, that's what I was trying to find out.
I have a great mind, I have a great body, I have a great wrestling technique, and therefore I should be the world's greatest wrestler, which I am proving to everybody, and I'm sure that these people will agree with me.
Well, whether they agree with you or not, I think is unimportant at this time, because everybody is entitled to their own opinion. The fact of the matter remains that you agree with yourself.
Yes, and before this is over, you'll see.
I'm sorry, we're about to run out of time. I just want to tell you it's been interesting and good luck.
But I'll be back, and I want to tell you people some more later.
Ricky Cortez, Mexico City.
This match will be to one fall, curfew time limit. In this corner, weighing 265 pounds, from Munich, Germany, Hans Herrman. In this corner, weighing 220 pounds, from Mexico City, Mexico, Luis Martinez. Your referee, Maury Friedman.
Well, here is the case of little man versus big man. Luis Martinez, 5'7.5". Hans Herrman, And he stands a head and a half taller than Louis, as you can see, at 6'5". Now we'll see if the good little man has a shot at the good big man. Now the question here is Hans Herrman a good big man? Louis Martinez is rated as a top man by the fellas in the game, and I make it a point to talk to the different fellas, find out what they're thinking about, particularly about other wrestlers. But don't ever count the size of the situation out. When a man is much bigger than his opponent, he's got to have an advantage. Sheer bulk will give him that advantage. Right over our microphone, Hans Herrman of Germany now makes his home in Boston. He's a big one, 290, 6'5". A graduate electrical engineer. Speaks 3 different languages. And is now talking turkey with that muscle pinch. But I don't believe Louis Martinez likes what he's saying. I have never seen Hans Herrman smile. I am sure that the muscles in his face would allow him to do so, but his desire does not allow it. Let that be a lesson to you. Never anticipate. On the ropes, and Hans Herrman sends Louis Martinez right out of the ring onto the floor. Louis trying to get back in the ring, and Hans will not let him and knocks him out on the floor again. Timekeeper's count is up to 5 as Louis comes back in the ring with a flying head block into the midsection of Hans Herrman. Enjoy that particular escapade. Louis ready to box a couple of rounds with him. And that's where that speed comes so in handy. And Louis got him racked up off the ropes. Oh, a midsection shot. And everybody scattered at ringside. Another one. That'll take the wind out of his sails. And Hans Herrman wants to find out what it's like to get a rest. Stuck his leg out over that lower rope strand, but now he's back and at work. And Louis Martinez is a bit upset with the tactics of Hans. Beautiful by Louis Martinez. Martinez, 1-2, and good night. That's all she wrote for Hans Herrman of Germany as Louis Martinez comes on to win fall and land. And Martinez comes to the ropes and gives it the old arriba, ole arriba.
The time, 4 minutes, 40 seconds, a body press. The winner, Luis Martinez.
I'd like you to say hello to and in turn be welcomed to Wrestling Champions by St. Petersburg's entry into the Wrestling Derby, John Paul Henning. And John, now that you've had a chance to see what they look like in the capital of wrestling of all the world, Chicago, what do you think? You're going to be able to move into contention as a top contender for that title?
Well, you got some tough wrestlers here that I can see by just what I've seen here tonight. I think you have a lot of top wrestlers here by what I have seen.
Well, as you well know, before you can move into a title picture, we were speaking of this a bit earlier, there are certain men that are going to be thrown into your path that you have to beat. Do you think that probably you will have to take the long way around, or do you think you are ready to move in to that title picture right away?
Well, I'm not the type of fellow that brags on myself. I like to more or less say that I don't believe what I read about a guy or what he tells me. I have to find it out for myself. If a guy tells me he's tough, the only way for me to know it and find it out is to get him in the ring. And if he can tell me whether he's tough or not in the ring.
In other words, don't tell me about it, prove it to me.
Right.
Right now, would you consider yourself ready to meet the best men?
Yes, I am.
No question in your mind.
I'm in top shape, and that's one reason why I'm here, to meet the best.
Well, the best are here. You came to the right place, John Paul. Good luck to you. We'll be watching you very closely because I know they have high hopes for you.
Well, thank you.
John Paul Henning, St. Petersburg, Florida.
This match will be to 1 fall, curfew time limit. In this corner, weighing 248 pounds, from Mexico City, Mexico, Ricky Cortez. In this corner, weighing 215 pounds, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Jack Allen. Your referee, Fred Lederberg.
Fred Lederberg will be the arbitrator of disputes in the ring tonight as Ricky Cortez of Mexico City. Mexico gives his all against Jack Allen of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Now, a bit earlier, sometime earlier, we were talking with Jack Allen, who is a very good-looking hunk of man. And we asked Jack if he thought that maybe some of the fellows are a little bit rougher than they should be when they wrestle him because of some jealousy that they might pick up due to the fact that he is a good-looking boy. He said he thought that was definitely the case, and he notes it because of the fact that they seem to go after his face. Jack on top of Cortez, but referee Fred Lederberg only gets to 2. Cortez to the attack. Ricky, Mexico City, 250 pounds of him. college man, University of Mexico. And Jack Allen finds his left arm crying out in anguish. Jack, 220 pounds, is giving up some 50 pounds to the man from south of the border, Ricky Cortez. Referee Fred Leaderber had strong words with Ricky Cortez for a moment, surprisingly strong. It caught us off guard, as he told Cortez there'll be no more of that kicking. And that was all. And I think Ricky believed him. Cortez. Cortez was a little man who wasn't there that time as Allen tried to drop with him, but Cortez slipped in and has now come on to work over Jack Allen. Fred Leaderber has decided that Jack Allen has taken enough punishment. That is what has happened. Jack just couldn't take any more of the pounding, being dished out by the bigger man, who outweighs him by some 30 pounds, and the match has reached its final conclusion. Cortez helping him to his feet and then helping him onto his back again.
The time was 3 minutes, 25 seconds, and concession hold. The winner of the match, Ricky Cortez.
The dapper gentleman to my left is none other than Jim Haiti from Detroit, Michigan. Jim, let me compliment you on that lovely sweater.
Thank you.
The boys tell me you're one of the better dressers in wrestling. You take particular pride in what you wear, Jim?
Yes, I do. At least I try to keep clean all the time. That's the one thing.
Well, that's very important, too. And, of course, if you want to remain healthy, you got to keep clean.
That's for sure. And that's a big asset to wrestling also because, you know, any little thing can get even the biggest and strongest guy down. So anytime you keep clean and take care of your health, it's an important thing for any athlete.
And, of course, I don't think it is any detriment to wrestling to see a top-name wrestler well-dressed, well-groomed, and appearing like a gentleman in public. Do you?
No, there isn't. On occasions, though, I have seen a few of the other wrestlers, you know, come in looking very badly, very shabbily, and I always wondered why, but I've done it on occasions myself because sometimes you go on a long trip and you haven't got ample time to get dressed or to stop off at your hotel on hand. You just come right into the arenas, and I want to apologize for them and myself on these occasions because sometimes you just can't make it the way you want to.
Well, of course, that's what makes the world go round is If everybody were happy, wouldn't it be a dull world? You got to have a little sorrow and a few things you can't have.
That's for sure, and it's one of the biggest things today where everybody goes by the clock, and that's what we're all watching today. Time is the most valuable thing, according to the American public today, as you can find in any other country.
Jim, you said a mouthful. We're going by it, and we're saying goodbye in the next couple seconds.
Thank
nice
you, Mel.
talking to you.
Same here.
Jim Haiti, Detroit, Michigan.
This match will be to 1 fall curfew time limit. In this corner, weighing 230 pounds, from Leningrad, Russia, Nikolai Volkoff. In this corner, weighing 210 pounds, from Fox Lake, Billy Goelz. The referee, Friedman.
Well, here's a match a lot of people have been waiting some time to see, because there is no love lost between these two gentlemen. And to set the stage for you, Nick Volkoff wrestles with his partner Johnny Case as a tag team. Billy Goelz wrestles with Johnny Gilbert as a tag team. And as teams, there has been a great deal of animosity because of some caustic and questionable comments. And Johnny Case and Nick Volkoff have cast several disparaging remarks about the team of Goelz and Gilbert, who are currently Midwest Tag Team Champions. So I don't think these boys like each other. Billy Goelz from Fox Lake, Illinois. Nikolai Volkoff from Leningrad, Russia. Billy Goelz, one of the outstanding authors among the wrestlers, has done a great deal of writing in magazine and book form. Goelz seems to have the upper hand over the Russian. And the comrade has just been separated from the party. That is Johnny Case, his tag team partner, over there to assist him. Now he's got some sort of a little black box. Looks almost like a medical supply box. And what is in it is a very intriguing thought. A little black box similar to the type a doctor carries, maybe not quite as large. And when Nick Volkoff got back in the ring, he seemed to be greatly revived and stimulated. Billy Goelz comes on now to take advantage of the situation, and Volkoff is out of the ring again. Now there, we got a glimpse of it. Oh, my aching back. A body slam, and Goelz is slammed right onto the hard wooden floor. And I don't know, he's out of the ring. 7 is the count from referee Murray Friedman. 9, 10, this match is concluded. Now, I was going to say that it appeared to us that Johnny Case had something in that small black satchel, and there was an air hose of some sort running from it. I'm curious to know if it was oxygen. And a little bit of...
Billy Goelz was counted out of the ring in 2 minutes 45 seconds. The winner of the match, Nikolai Volkoff.
right now by some of the handlers here. And I'll tell you, he hit this deck with a resounding thud that echoed throughout Marigold Arena. He is not in the very best of shape as he is being escorted to the dressing room at the moment. Nonetheless, he is defeated as he was not able to return to the ring in time before the timekeeper had told the count of 10. And thusly, Nikolai Volkoff, no matter how you slice it, is declared the winner of the final match of the evening. Now, the intriguing thing is the little business that went on between Nikolai Volkoff and his partner, Johnny Case, with the business about the oxygen. But the match is over. It was one of several top ones tonight, and this is the way they went. In the first match of the evening, John Paul Henning from St. Petersburg, Florida, beat Bad Boy Joe. He's a real comer, Henning. Second match, Moose Cholak was winner over Sweet Daddy Siki. The third match of the evening saw Louis Martinez of Mexico City knock off Hans Herrman of Hanover, Germany. Match number 4, Ricky Cortez, another lad from Mexico City, beat Jack Allen. And you just saw the wrap-up, Nikolai Volkoff over Billy Goelz. Another great evening of matches from the capital of the wrestling world, Marigold Arena in Chicago. Now this is Mal Albert saying, that's all. But we'll be seeing you next week on this same channel on Wrestling Champions, produced by Sports Publicity Institute.